Southwest 1924 Sail Tower, wind 0307, runway 34 right, clear for takeoff.
Hello, everyone. It's your co host, Veronika here, flight attendant, software engineer, karaoke singer, anything you name it. And along with me is the legendary top coder and pilot, Dan. Hello, Dan. How are you doing? And how have you been?
Hi, Veronica, legendary and top coder, flight attendant, and karaoke singer. Man, I am not a legendary karaoke singer. There is no level of alcohol that I can consume to sing karaoke, that is for sure. But I can write code, I can fly an airplane, and I can podcast. And it's a joy once again to be doing episode 8 with you, Veronica, from across the globe. It's so nice to see you again. We want to kind of touch on what we talked about last time from in-person events, keeping our momentum going, networking with people, the enthusiasm of in-person events. And I want to also, we never talked about that the arrival that I had in Burbank last week, which was crazy.
It was wild. You mentioned something to me on WhatsApp about it, and I'm really looking forward to know more and in detail because sounds like a wild story. How about we proceed now and you tell us exactly what happened and how did you manage the situation that time?
Yeah, well, it's I'm always curious about your perspective of your side of the job, right? Like we work in the same industry, we work the same job, but we have different roles,
Correct.
and so I love hearing about your role on the airline, and because it's a completely different role than mine, and but both are essential to getting people from A to B. And so, when I hear about your issues with passengers or you're, dealing with the crew and coordinating with the crew, and then my side of the perspective of a similar story like that, and so, and then of course, our listeners don't really see from a flight deck perspective, unless they're pilots as well. But this isn't really that kind of podcast, right? But I like to give that sort of perspective as to like what the day-to-day job is like, and how after you and I get off of work, that you have to switch gears, and now if you want to get anything done on your software, you have to go into that mode. And so this trip into Burbank, the flight from Seattle to Burbank last week, was pretty crazy right from the top of descent. So we're at the cruise flight, or at cruise altitude, and we get our first clearance to descend into Burbank from, I don't know, probably about 33,000 feet down. And there was something going on with Los Angeles Center where they had too much traffic, or the timing wasn't right, and we don't have the whole picture. We're just a little piece of the puzzle of all the airplanes going into the LA basin area, whether that's LAX or Ontario or Burbank or even Long Beach, and Orange County. All these airports are kind of in this little area, and so there's this compression that happens, and we got caught in some sort of a weird compression where they they cleared us on the descent, on the arrival, and on an arrival there's a prescribed path, like a road in the sky, and there's fixes along the way that we have to meet with these altitudes and airspeeds. Sometimes it depends on the arrival. Well, air traffic control pretty quickly cleared us. They cleared us on that descent, but then they turned us off of the arrival, which is unusual, and they told us very suddenly to level. We were passing through about 24,300 feet and descending at 2,000 feet a minute, and air traffic control said you need to level at 24,000 feet, and we can't physically make the airplane stop in 300 feet. It's just,
Wow.
we're going to go through it. So there was that. We dipped down and we're back up to cruise altitude, or new cruise altitude of 24,000. And then we're cleared back on the arrival and back to descend. And now we're high coming into Burbank. And I don't really like going into Burbank much anyway, because it's just a very tight airspace, and there's a lot of general aviation traffic in that area. Um, so it's usually kind of high workload anyway. It's also a very short runway, but so they vectored us off of the arrival a couple of times, and it was just sort of chaotic throughout the entire descent. And then finally we get cleared onto the approach. So the airport's in front of us. We see the airport, but there was some weather in the area, but we could see it. We're on maybe like a 10-mile final. The gear is down. We have almost full flaps. And then a little airplane cuts across the approach path about 500 feet below us, which as soon as I switched over to tower control, the tower controller told us about this little airplane that was passing right underneath us. And we have a system on the airplane called TCAS, Traffic Collision Alert System. And it alerted us to this aircraft, even though we didn't immediately see it, passing 500 feet below us.
Wow.
So
So the indication starts like, I don't know, it alerted
it,
you. The indication turned on.
it does, yeah. It'll start with what's called a traffic.
Traffic, traffic, traffic,
Exactly. Do that again. Yeah.
traffic, traffic, traffic.
Yeah,
This is exactly how it sounds.
it totally is. It's so it'll traffic, and then it'll go to a resolution advisory, an RA, which will say it'll say do not descend, or don't descend, or it'll say climb, or it'll say descend, and so you have to follow those instructions from this system because it's trying to keep you away from the aircraft, of course, to prevent a collision.
Yes.
So the RA that we got was a don't descend, just level flight. So we went level, and the captain was flying on this leg, but so the captain went level, and a lot of times on this stage of the approach, when we're that close to the airport, that'll cause a go around. We talked in a previous episode about if we have to go around,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have to go around because we were going to be what's called unstable. We'd be out of position to do a safe landing,
Yeah.
but the traffic passed quickly enough where we were able to get back on the approach and continue the descent. But all of this again back up to the approach phase, or the initial descent phase, where we're getting kind of all these weird little vectors off of the arrival, and then we get this resolution advisory, this little airplane, and then finally we're back on approach, and we're just coming down to land, and as the main wheels touch down on the runway, a flock of five pigeons, it looked like five, I think, crosses the runway right in front of us, and we're at landing speed. We're doing like 130 knots. I'm not sure how many kilometers. We're fast. We just touched
Yeah.
down, and so these birds now just fly across the runway, and there's absolutely nothing you can do. Like there's just like we're gonna hit them, and so we only
This
hit
is
two of them.
crazy.
Yeah, I've hit birds before, but never at that phase of flight. Never right
Wow.
on landing. And one of them hit the captain's side windshield, and the other one hit above my windshield on the right side of the airplane, just above the glass of the window. And again, I'm amazed we only hit two of them. But there's other airplanes behind us on approach, right? So as soon as we hit these birds, I reported to tower that we just hit birds on the runway, because they can't let these other airplanes land behind us because they may ingest the bird carcass into their engines, and then that does damage, of course. So we land, killed two birds, taxi clear of the runway. They sent two airplanes around. They had to do a go around behind us while they sent a truck out to inspect the runway and clean up the birds before. And then we get kind of settled and taxied to the gate, and then the tower, we had to call the tower controller, and this was kind of a funny thing. They wanted some information about us and about the airplane, if there was any damage, what was the name of the captain and the first officer, and so we give them all that information, and then they asked a question. They said, what type of engines do you have on the airplane? And neither the captain or I knew. isn't isn't that uninspiring?
Why they would ask
I
that?
don't know. They want to know what kind of engines, and I was like, I don't, jet engines. Like I don't know what kind of, like,
Jet engines,
yeah,
yeah. Hopefully jet engines. Hopefully.
yeah. They're CFM 56, by the way, but we had to look up what those engines were. The 737 Max has Leap 1B engines. I do know that, but when they asked that question, both the captain and I looked at each other like, I don't know. They're jet engines. That's enough. We don't.
Exactly. But
Yeah,
that's not a requirement for you to even know exactly what kind of engines you are having for that
not really.
exact
I mean,
aircraft.
it's kind of a joke. I mean, it's like, well, what do you mean you don't know what kind of engines are on the plane? But you just, I'm sure I read it at one point when I went through initial training on the airplane, but it's not something that you really, did it start? Yes, good to go. So
Yeah. Yeah.
these are the, so anyway,
Oh my,
that was my landing in Burbank, and the captain and I,
this is eventful.
this is a unusual type of approach, descent and landing that usually it's pretty boring. Everything goes according to the plan, and that's the way we like it. But that was an exciting little descent. Sorry about the pigeons, but it happens.
Poor things, yeah,
Yeah,
but they should not be around there.
yeah. No, they should have thought twice about crossing that runway. So
Exa- yes, exactly. Another thing, I'm actually surprised about that traffic indication because obviously I watched a lot of aircraft investigations on National Geographic and all of that stuff. So I really hate that indication because I mean, it's not cool. It's not cool when you hear it. I guess mostly for you guys, you're like, what's going on? So you had, apart from the bird strike, you had also that indication going on, traffic on descent, blah blah blah. A lot of stuff going on. It's wild, and I guess this actually got you out of your comfort zone, like you said. Normally everything goes according to plan, but well, and this is what the aviation is all about, in my opinion, that you never know when things gonna get heated up. So that's why our trainings are very intensive, and yeah, we cover basically all stuff that might happen.
yeah, it really can change in a heartbeat too. It's amazing how quickly things can start spiraling, downhill. There's a saying that goes, aviation, or the airlines, is hours and hours of boredom followed by moments of sheer terror, and it can be somewhat true, where you're just doing nothing, 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 and then all of a sudden something happens, and now you are very, very, very busy. And that was a busy approach, but ultimately, I mean, with everything that happened, I think we handled it well. But we were actually, the cat and I were, the next day we flew to, I think we ended up in Dallas the next day, and I mean, we were talking about that arrival and approach for the whole next day. But it actually kind of made me think of about, like, the possibility of completely pilotless airplanes, right? Aircraft that are controlled entirely by software or AI, or whatever. And in these scenarios, like, the software is definitely not ready to handle these unusual events. Maybe the software could handle an entirely pre-planned descent approach, arrival and landing. But for events like this, it's just, there's a human aspect that's needed. And you talked about, with the on episode 7, you talked about the meta event that you went to, where they were operating drones.
Yeah, with code that's actually generated with ChatGPT, which was wild. And yeah, so we basically didn't know about that. This was like a surprise, the surprise feature of the event. So yeah, we were all blown away because, okay, we know ChatGPT is powerful, and we know already what it might do, what's the potential of ChatGPT, and what's already doing. So once they presented this kind of thing to us, so ChatGPT is generating the code for your drone. Then, with the help of a plugin, you connect the plugin with ChatGPT, and that plugin is connected to the drone software, and that's how the connection basically happens. And it was wild. Honestly, it was wild because that's kind of tells you one more thing, that if ChatGPT can basically control your drone, it can control any weapon in the world, right? Because drones nowadays are actually used, are weaponized. Everyone is using them, like, oh, like, I don't want to mention any countries and stuff, but yeah, everyone is using them for that as well. So Now you can, of course, it's expected as well, because we humans are, as I like to say sometimes, unfortunately, the cancer of the earth. So of course we will use AI to harm other humans, of course. So this exactly popped in my mind, because I'm like, that's actually not good, that's should not be happening. But well, what to do?
Well, we talked about it before with episode 7, where you have, you don't want to just blindly use the code in your own projects. Well, now if you tie that into a drone, and you're using AI generated code in a physical device that's operating autonomously, that does that raises a lot of ethical questions, and we're
Absolutely.
talk about not being ready.
Yes, absolutely. And I see all the time, for example, Elon Musk is posting all of that. He's always about AI ethics, and
Hmm.
how. And now, when I think about it, now, before I was like, oh my God, I think he's just overreacting and stuff. But actually, he's not. He's actually right. And
Hmm.
we should
Yep.
believe those people who are actually all about AI ethics and AI restrictions to be put into place, because we need them. Otherwise, it will be a mess. Like the cryptocurrency, long time ago, and even still now, they are using cryptocurrency for not good reasons. Let's put it that way.
Right.
You can do basically everything through crypto,
Mhm.
and we can try fixing all of this stuff, but they will always be there, because people
Yeah.
are smart for good and for bad. So they will always find a way. They will always find a way to get through the
Yeah, I think it's overwhelming for the individual, like you and I. And unless we're making our own crypto or our own AI, we're not. We're just users of the software, right? And so it's difficult for us as basically an end user to dictate how this is going to go. But maybe there's a saying like vote with your wallet. Like you don't use software that's not ethically used. There was an event. It was a Snapdragon Summit. I think it was in Hawaii. I saw some stuff on social media about it, where Meta, Facebook is coordinating with Ray-Ban. They've got these glasses with cameras
Oh
in them.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, they actually look really cool to me, and I was looking at them, but I don't like the fact that they're tied with Meta, because I don't like Meta's stance on privacy. Like, I just
Oh
don't feel
yes,
like
I
they have
know.
any respect of privacy. I'm on Instagram, as you well know. Jet Fuel Devs on Instagram. Follow us, but but it's still like I
Follow us,
yeah,
guys.
I reluctantly, it's like, well, I don't want to just now attach cameras to my face that are tied to a company that I know or that I don't trust personally. And so in that way, I'm voting with my wallet by not purchasing this product that I could use. And I think they look like they shoot nice video, but if it's tied to a company that I don't trust, I'm not going to support that with a purchase. And so as an end user, maybe that's how we can control some of how this technology is used. Maybe,
Exactly. I
maybe not.
completely support your opinion, and I see where you come from, and all these speculations, and not only speculations. I think it was already there as a fact that Meta's data privacy is just, yeah, no comment, no comment about
Yeah,
it.
best not to comment. Right.
Yeah, so I completely understand what you mean,
Mhm.
and yeah, it might be a good product. I'm not really into it. I mean, I know that it's there, but I never kind of like got into, like, I don't know, never
Yeah.
watched videos or something to see, to check the quality and all of that. But yeah, I don't think I would purchase that. I don't think I would go for the HoloLens. I don't think, most probably, I'm actually positive about the Vision Pro,
Hmm.
which now is crazy expensive. I think 3K. Was it 3K? How much is
I
it?
think $3,500.
Oh,
Yes, is what
35
is what.
even. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty much pricey. But
Very.
let's see how it will go. I'm really looking forward to see what people's gonna say about it, and if they will love it. I think they'll love it. Because
Yeah.
honestly, I love all kinds of Apple products. I mean, we are Apple fans, so
Yeah.
so I'm positive about the quality and positive about the experience in general. So let's see. Is it already in the on the market, or can you buy
No,
it?
they're just saying it's early next year, and that's that's as specific as they're being, is just early next year. I don't plan on purchasing one, but at least not right away. But I do love the idea, especially for our lifestyle with as much travel as we do. I'm here at home now with my external monitor and my MacBook, and so I love the screen real estate that I have that I can work on when I'm home. And so the idea for me of a Vision Pro or something like it, where I can extend the monitor of my laptop no matter where I am.
Yeah,
I
this
can
is
extend
great.
it to something, I could be in a hotel room and have another monitor or a huge monitor by the use of this headset. That would be, for me, that would be very useful just as a software developer, not for even anything else. Just to have more screen real estate when I'm on the road for your studies as well. I'm
Mm,
sure. And what are you working on lately, Veronica? I know you were really, really busy with your studies, your university,
yeah.
and thank you for squeezing this time in to get another episode recorded. But what are you working on lately?
Yeah, so now currently I'm on my C Sharp and .NET module, and then before that I was on network security, and so for the past 2 months I've just been doing that. I passed my network security module, which honestly I'm not really a cybersecurity fan. I'm not looking forward to become a cybersecurity yeah, to work with cybersecurity or whatever. Just not my thing, not my thing. And I'm more into, like, same as you, development part of the game. So yeah, I was not so excited to pass that module. I was just like, okay, let me just see what I can do about it just to pass the module. So currently C Sharp .NET, you can build a lot of stuff, dynamic web pages, site server web pages, anything you want, you can build, you name it. Plus, also there are a lot of job opportunities on the market on LinkedIn and for C Sharp and .NET developers. So that's why now I'm looking forward to build finally my portfolio. That's why I'm getting mentors that will help me a lot. I hope that they will help me to build my portfolio. Now there are two parts on building the portfolio, two ways of building your portfolio. You can build it solely on GitHub, which is a good way. Still, a lot of people are very happy with their GitHub portfolios. It doesn't require much, just you upload your projects on GitHub and that's it. And the second way, which takes more time and but it gives better impression for the recruiters and just for anyone and for your own confidence, is to have your own website and where you can basically display your portfolios of your projects there. And this you can also call it a portfolio. So I think I will go for the second way because personally I love design as well. I love design. I love everything related to it. So I'm planning and I'm looking forward to create just a beautiful looking portfolio. But this doesn't really matter when it comes to your project. So even you can create the best design website. What matters is the project you have on that website of yours. So I hope I'll be able to spare some time to just take the time and build my project and display them and just move forward to the next step, which is applying for. I think I will try to apply for junior positions or something like that. But when I talk about, I'm not talking like next week or something. I'm talking like in the next few months. I don't know how long it will take, but yeah, that's what I'm really now looking forward to. And yeah, apart from that, that's what occupies my time now. C Sharp .NET, trying to finish my assignment, move on to the next module, which I'm not sure what was it, the next module. I'll have to look into it. And then I might have maybe like 7 or 8 more months left of my, just to get my degree and everything, if everything goes according to plan, because
Nice.
life happens, you never know what's going on. So you have to be prepared for all kinds of situations, same as the aviation life.
Yeah,
um
yeah.
yeah, so other than that, aviation, I'm still flying full force. Tomorrow going to Athens and then Newark, which is in New York. If anyone doesn't know what's Newark, where's Newark, I didn't know personally
I
before I started flying. I didn't
Oh
know
yeah.
what's Newark.
I'm very familiar with Newark. Yes, New Jersey.
You
Yeah,
are,
it's
you are, yeah.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, so that's where I'm going, and then after that I have a flight to Geneva, which I'm very excited. I never been there,
Hmm.
so yeah, looking forward to visit the lake there, Geneva Lake. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Very nice. Back to the design and the portfolio. I think that I'm not good at design. I really struggle with it, and I always am very impressed with developers that are kind of full stack in a way with design and this the front end and the back end, if you will, about the design of everything and the appearance and then the functionality, and it's just very impressive to me. So I think putting your portfolio up as on a website that you built with nice design, it's not going to be perfect, of course, but nothing ever is. That's a showpiece of your ability just in the design of it. So if you can do that, and if you're enthusiastic enough about design to spend a little bit of extra time on it, that I think that really is like the cherry on top, the chef's kiss, if you will, of software as a developer.
Yeah, yeah, and this is what shows. This is really shows exactly. You're right. I completely 100% agree with you. It really shows of your skills, front end, back end, basically everything. That's
Yeah.
what actually software engineering degree it's all about. To be able to be full stack and to do
Mm.
everything needed. And you know, I said maybe before that I'm really looking forward to start, like, to get a job in tech. And but honestly, just for my plan is just to do it maybe for 1 year or 2 years, and then just create something of my own, because life is short. We don't have enough time. We have to think about it. And I know that tech life is a sweet life for most of the people.
Mm-hmm.
You have, mostly if you work for a good company, you get all the benefits. Same as aviation. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
if it becomes your comfort zone, everything becomes like a sweet life for you, and everything out of that zone is a hard life.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
so it's good to be employed. I'm not saying anything, like, I actually love being employed, because you're taken care of for everything. You have your insurance, you have basically everything. You don't have to, you just have to show up there, and you have to do the job, and that's it.
Right, right.
It's a good life. But then, like, when you know that you have only this one life for now, depends on what your beliefs are. But for
Yeah,
now, we have this one life, and it's a short one. We're here for a while, then we are off to somewhere else. So we better
hmm,
get used of it, better challenge yourself. This is my plan, to challenge myself, to see how far I can go, or can I do something else. So this is
yeah.
the thing, and that's the plan so far.
It's an inspiring plan. We talk about this a lot, and I can keep talking about it because I love hearing it over and over and over again about what you're going to do with the time and the abilities that you have, and what abilities can you create, and can you learn, and you can learn anything that you want to. And to kind of spin into more on learning and inspiration, just recently, the announcement was made for a new, or well, it's the second year of Deep Dish Swift, is a conference that's happening in my area. It's convenient for me. I would love it if you could make it, but it's a tall order coming from Dubai to Chicago in 2024 for Deep Dish Swift. But anybody listening,
Would be
I
great.
went to it this year in 2023. It feels like it was too long ago already, but that conference is coming up, and well, it's May of 2024, and I'll put a link in the show notes for that. But
I
great
can't wait to
conference.
watch your stories already.
Yes, yeah. Oh no, I will be. I'll be posting everything, yeah, because it was such a great event last year. I had such a great time meeting people, and you talked last time about in the last episode about being, getting out of your comfort zone and going to in-person events and trying to get better at networking. And what I found at Deep Dish Swift was I'm surrounded by people with the same interests, is similar motivations, I should say, about about creating and developing, and that makes it so much easier to get out and meet people because you're kind of automatically part of the group. Maybe you don't know anybody there, but it doesn't matter because we're all there for the same reasons, because we love development. It's a very independent developer focused conference, and
Great.
I definitely consider myself an independent developer, and small business developer, if I could say. This conference is focused for that type of developer, and so very inspiring. And I can't wait for May of next year and the next Deep Dish
Oh,
Swift.
this is so exciting. This is
Yeah,
really, really exciting. And also excited for you. And
yeah,
like I said, I can't wait to see pictures and to also see what the speakers will say
yeah,
about what they've been through for the past 1 year. And it's great. It's
yeah.
really great.
Are there I know you just went to this metaverse thing. Are there software developer conferences in Dubai? There has to be.
Yeah, there has to be. Actually never looked into it, never really had an opportunity to attend one. I don't know, most probably there is, but I have to really look for something like that so I can. They were inviting me a few times. People were inviting me to a cybersecurity meetups, and I'm
Mm,
like, sorry guys, but I'm not a cybersecurity fan, and I won't really. I mean, I don't mind meet cybersecurity people and people in that industry, but when I know inside of me that I won't do this in the future and I don't want to do this in the future, it's just not my thing. So I just didn't attend, and yeah. But I'm
yeah.
still grateful that people try to invite me to something like this kind of meetups and stuff. So yeah, still.
Yeah, no, it's cool to get the invite, but yeah, if you're not interested, it wouldn't be worth going either. So I've been home for a few days, and there's a local meetup that happens, but it's really, they meet at a brewery, and it's really not really a developer meetup. It's more like stand around and drink beer and kind of like just whatever. And I'm like, that's not really beneficial to me. That I want to learn, I want to challenge it. It's so standing around and drinking beer with other developers is like, okay, that's fine, maybe once or twice, but that's not really what I'm into. So
Yeah, what you're
uh,
looking forward to do. Yeah, I completely yeah, we have such a similarities when it comes to points of view about that kind of
mhm.
stuff. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it. I think we're almost 35, yeah, 35 minutes. And
We better wrap it up. I know we're really trying, everyone. We're really trying to get these episodes down to under an hour. So we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much, fellow listeners. Remember to support Jet Fuel Devs. There's no advertisements in here yet. We appreciate every support that you can give us. We'll put links in the description. On our website, you can support the show. We've got some links where you can just make a small donation. Any little bit helps just to keep the hosting fees and everything alive. But really, we do this because we love talking about tech, software development, and we hope you enjoy listening.
and
Thank you again.
aviation and aviation.
And not to forget about killing birds with airplanes. Happens real fast.
Exactly. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping up with us, and thanks to whoever supported us already, and thank you for whoever will support us. And yeah, see you soon. See you on the episode 9, where we will discuss how Dan sang karaoke.
No way. No way. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Veronica.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
See ya.